Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Sabrina Marie or Marie J here on YouTube. So I've realized that when I do like makeup videos or tutorials or reviews, I don't really explain the brushes that I use. So I wanted to just sit down and talk to you guys about the different brushes that I use for different things. I don't have all of the brushes that I want. I do want a few Sigma brushes and some Crown brushes and a few others, but I wanted to show you guys some of the ones that have worked for me lately because a lot of these are really inexpensive, and I'm surprised that I haven't mentioned where they're from or any of the details of the brushes. So this video is dedicated entirely to my makeup brushes. So these are all the brushes I'm going to show you guys, and I'm just gonna talk a little bit about them. I don't really have a lot to say about the brushes. I'm just gonna tell you what I use them for and what I think about them. So without further ado, okay, I should stop like swinging these things at you. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. So I'm gonna show you guys my eye brushes first. And if you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you know that I don't really wear a lot of eyeshadow, but I have 4 brushes that I do use when I apply my eyeshadow. The first one I'm gonna mention is this blending brush. This one is from BH Cosmetics and it's a fluffy blending brush, and you can use this brush for your crease or if you want to just blend all your shadows together, that way there's no harsh lines. This is a perfect brush for that. I mainly use it as a crease brush to put my transition shade, so I'll use it just like here in the crease area just to put on my transition shade. And this one isn't part of a set, you can actually buy this one on its own. The next eye brush, I actually got this from a local beauty supply store. The brand is Cala, and this is their shading 312 brush. I'm not sure where else you can buy it. If I find it online, I will link it below, but like I said, I found this at a local beauty supply store. This is also pretty fluffy and it's a shading brush, but I usually use it for defining my crease a little bit more. So I'll get a darker shade than I use in my crease and I'll put it like here, right on the outer V, just to make this part a little bit darker. And the reason I got it is because it's fluffy, so it's not gonna pack on the color too dramatic, but it's still gonna be a little bit darker than my crease color. You can probably also use this to apply your transition shade if you want a more defined crease. And then to pack on shadow onto my lid, I use another BH Cosmetics brush. I don't know what this one is called. It's just a flat shader brush. And I use this to apply eyeshadow onto my lid, whether it's glitter, whatever color I use on my lid, this is what I use to pack it on because it is dense and it's gonna grab that color and really pack it on there. Unlike a fluffier brush like the BH Cosmetics blending brush, it's not gonna pack on as much. This one did come in a set, so I don't know if it's sold by itself, but I did buy this in a set of like 12 or something like that. On to my brows, I have 2 different brushes that I use. Another one from BH Cosmetics, and it's part of the same set from the one that I mentioned before this one, but it's just like a flat, like kind of like a concealer brush, I'm not sure, but it's perfect for cleaning up my eyebrows. So after I fill in my brows, I will just either dab this into some concealer or put concealer on my brow bone or underneath my eyebrow, and then I use the brush just to clean up under my brows, and it's perfect because it's flat, so it's going to give me a sharp, clean brow. And then to brush out my brows after I have filled them in, I use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and I use the spoolie side, so I use this side right here, and I just brush my brows in place just like that. Brush them, brush them, brush them, and it's really small, so it fits perfectly into my brow. I have 2 different tools for my foundation, and I actually used both of these today, so don't mind because they're a little bit dirty. But one of them is my beauty blender from Sephora, and then my other one is my Makeup Geek foundation stippling brush. This is a flat top kabuki brush. Good investment. Everybody says it, but it really truly is. I've seen such a difference when I put on my makeup. It looks so good and there's no streaks, there's nothing, like it just looks really good. I also use this for my concealer, and then the flat top kabuki brush, I basically just use this to put the foundation onto my face before I blend it out with my beauty blender. I feel like this one works better with the foundations that are really liquidy, so not anything that's thick and matte because it's not going to blend it out as well. Like this one works really well with my L'Oreal True Match because my L'Oreal True Match foundation is really runny, so it blends it out pretty well on its own without having to go in with my beauty blender. So I did mention that I use my beauty blender for my concealer, and I also use my beauty blender to set my under eyes. So I use my Ben Nye banana powder or whatever powder I'm going to use underneath my eyes, and I use this side, which is also really crusty and nasty, but I use this side right here, and I basically just pat it under there, let it sit, and then I use this Real Techniques setting brush, and once it's done setting on my under eyes, I go in and I just brush off any excess powder that may be under there, and I just go like this, brush it off, dust it off, whatever I need to do. And you can see that this is literally the perfect size for underneath your eyes to just brush everything off. You can probably also use this brush for a really defined contour. If you want to go in your cheekbone area and just really get a sharp contour, you can probably also use this for that. Another thing you can also use for contouring is this Sonia Kashuk number 123 brush. It looks just like this, and this fits perfectly in my cheekbone area. Not only can I get like a really sharp contour, but I can also go in circular motions and blend it all out. Use it underneath here, use it on top. I haven't used this for anything else besides contouring, but I do think that this would be a really nice blush brush as well. And then I also use this one for contouring. It is an angled kabuki brush, and I use this with my Sonia Kashuk cream bronzer, and because it's angled, I can just sweep it upward. This one, I got it on Amazon. It was part of like 4 different brushes. It came with this one, a flat top kabuki, a round top kabuki, and then it came with an angled concealer brush as well, but that one broke and I ended up throwing it away because I didn't really like the way that it worked. But it was a set of 4, and I think it was like $5, and they work pretty well. What I have noticed with this one is it picks up a lot of product, and the product kind of tends to sink inside of the brush rather than putting it onto your face. When I use a cream bronzer, I feel like I have to go in there multiple times, dab it, go in again, and put it on. That's the one thing that I'm kind of like, I don't like about these. But they were only like $5, so I feel like I can't really complain because you get what you pay for. And then to set my powder, I use my e.l.f. powder brush, and I use this all over my face. It is a really big powder brush, so you can use this and it covers majority of your face, and it doesn't pack on a bunch of powder. You can put a little bit on and put it everywhere and it'll be perfect. I think this one was like $1 or maybe $3. Super inexpensive for a makeup brush, and it works just as good as like my Makeup Geek flat kabuki brush. So there's times where I contour my face, and there's times where I just bronze my face. So I won't really do like a really defined contour, and I'll just go in with a large fluffy brush. And this one is also from the same BH Cosmetics set, and I used to use this for powder or for blush, but it was way too big for my cheeks. Like I was putting on loads of blush. So now I just use this to bronze up my entire face. I'll just swivel this into my bronzer, and I'll basically just use it like this, bring it down. I can just use it really messily, and it's not gonna leave any harsh lines. I just go around my face like that, and it blends out really nice, and it just makes me look more overall tanned. For my blush, another BH Cosmetics brush. I didn't really realize that I used a bunch of BH Cosmetics, and no, they did not send me these. I just bought these on my own, and I actually really like them. This one's identical to the big one, but it's just a smaller version of it. It's much smaller, and it's just about the size of the apples of my cheeks. Before I even used this as a blush brush, I also used it for contouring, and it works just as well, but I just like it for my blush more now that I have my Sonia Kashuk one. Last but not least, I have another Sonia Kashuk brush. This is their 115 brush, and it is a large stippling brush. I don't really like using stippling brushes for foundation, and I haven't used this one for foundation since I first bought it. So I use this one mostly to blend everything together. Once I finish my entire face, I'll use this one in and just go in and sweep it all around my face to make sure I don't have any harsh lines anywhere at all. So those are all the brushes that I use. Like I said, I don't have a lot to say about them because I use them for really basic things. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Also, make sure to share, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you on my next video. Bye.